Ladies and gentlemen, once again we're here in New York City. Today we're here in an area where it's primarily Zohran Mamdani voters. Today we're going to be confronting these people, asking them why they voted for him, kind of give some more insights as to what they think he's going to do for the city here in New York City. So it's going to be super interesting. We're not here to cause any drama. We're just going to be talking with people, having good civil discourse today, confronting these people about what they're voting for Mamdani for, because this is such a crucial election, as you have a Democrat socialist who most people are calling a communist. You have Andrew Cuomo, who's running as an independent, who's really a Democrat, and then you have Curtis Sliwa, who's a Republican, obviously. And today with us, we also brought a friend. His name is Sweeney. You may have seen him on the interwebs. I saw his post today. He gave out 20 reasons why people should not be voting for Mamdani.
For Mamdani, that's
What's
true.
A few reasons why people shouldn't have voted for Mamdani?
You can go into every single one of his policies, and I'd be happy to, and maybe we'll find some people that want to have a good faith dispute. Yeah. Well, look, there's any of a million reasons, right? You can go through every single one of his policy proposals, and almost all of them are just inept. But from a fundamental reason, if there's just one takeaway, Zohran is fundamentally anti-American, and his entire entourage, and not just his social circles, we're talking about folks that he's going to put in his administration and his cabinet in positions of power, are fundamentally and principally anti-American. They believe that America is a net negative on the world. So setting aside all of these different proposals he has, which will inevitably fail, he believes that America is a negative on the world, which is a complete and emphatic propagandistic lie. 62 out of 100 of the biggest corporations are American corporations. Think about the millions of children and families that feeds. America defeated fascism, communism, rescued the world from World War II, rescued the world in World War I. We are some benefit for New York City. And if you don't believe that from a fundamental standpoint, you should not be running for mayor of New York City, much less anywhere in the United States of America.
Yeah, and so we're seeing a large rise of people who support these Democrat socialist ideas, which are really very much communist-like, such as giving away stuff for completely free, controlling the markets of rent and stuff like that. Everyone wants cheaper rent, but you just can't go and freeze the market you just can't go and freeze the rent on a landlord who's trying to make money, right?
That's exactly right, and that is not capitalist. And to circle back on the first thing you said, democratic socialism is a euphemism, right? Break that down. What if he called himself a democratic communist? They try to use the democratic as a buffer to take away and lessen the blow of what socialism and what his ideas really mean. He has gone on record, and I encourage anyone to fact check me, and I keep everything non-personal issues based. He has gone on record by saying that the abolition of private property would be preferable to our current system. Does that sound democratic to you, or does that sound communist to you? He is going on talking about freezing rent while simultaneously somehow building 200,000 homes. How do you build those homes if you take away the profit that is needed to make them profitable, okay? All of his ideas, they try to package them in these euphemisms that make him seem like non-radical with his, cheesy puffy smile up there. Deep down, those are as radical as you can possibly get. And for someone as a wolf in sheep's clothing being let in the front door of the capital of the world is as dangerous a metastasizing cancer as you could possibly come up with.
Well said. And it looks like we have a voter right here. Let's go talk to her. Or him. How are you doing? I see you just voted. Yeah. Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Zohran.
Zohran. What made you want to vote for Zohran?
I stand by a lot of his policies.
What are some of his policies you are super excited about?
Yeah, freezing the rent. That sounds great. Who did you vote for?
I'm not a New York City resident, so unfortunately I couldn't vote.
Okay, cool. Well, so where are you from?
I'm originally from Utah. I do have an office here in New York City where I come in and out of, so I do care about the city a lot, and and I go all across the world interviewing people on important subjects such as the New York City election. So freezing the rent, what do you think is going to happen to New York City and the landlords? Do you think freezing the rent is a realistic approach to solving the housing crisis here in New York City?
Solving the housing crisis?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to completely solve the housing crisis. I feel like we're going to need rent to be lowered overall, and just in general.
Yeah. And what are some of the other things you voted for Zohran for?
Other than the rent stuff? Yeah. Free childcare is incredible. Taxing billionaires and millionaires. It's great, especially increasing their taxes so that we can have more equal pay in our society.
Did you vote?
I am still undecided. I will vote today before the votes close. I want to vote for whoever has the best chance of defeating Zohran. I think he's a cancer to everything America stands for. Respectfully, of course. Non-personal.
No, it's fine. No worries.
So the ideas of taxing the rich, what do you think is going to happen to the rich here in New York City?
I didn't want to really debate about it, to be fair. But
Should billionaires exist?
Should billionaire? No, they should not exist. Absolutely not. I don't think it's ethical for somebody to have that much money. Like, for real.
You think a billionaire should exist?
I think billionaires, to break down what a billionaire is, right? Most of the billionaires that do exist on this earth, their net worth is tied up in their stock of companies. And those companies, just give or take, feed millions and millions of families. Most billionaires are a net positive, including Jeff Bezos, including Elon Musk. Think of the employees that they hire and the bread that they put on people's families and the jobs that they bring in. Whenever their headquarters or different of their businesses come to a certain city in a certain jurisdiction, that is an economic flourishment. So I will meet you at a certain point, which is to say huge wealth disparities are cancerous for a democracy, but to sum out there and say tax the rich without being more nuanced. Now, I'm not saying that you're being unnuanced. I'm saying Zohran is deliberately being unnuanced because he is blending billionaires and millionaires together. 80% of millionaires in the United States are self-made. Most of them are small business owners who feed families and feed employees and are only value adds to their community. Getting them out of New York and continuing this mass exodus of folks to going to tax lesser states like Florida will eviscerate the tax base of New York City, and all these pie-in-the-sky projects he's talking about won't have any taxes to fund them. We should be incentivizing the rich to stay.
I mean, there's actual evidence and proof. I've read articles that have proven that billionaires, they're just saying that. It's just a threat. They're not going to move out of New York City, especially in the next few years. There's so much business here. There's so much like life here for them. And then when you talk about like them hiring like so many workers and stuff, that's incredible. I feel like the problem is they're not getting paid enough. They should be getting paid more, better health care. I'm talking about Amazon. I'm talking about big companies like that are exploiting their workers.
Totally fair.
So that's how I feel about it. I don't want to like spend my day talking about this too much.
No, of course, and we don't want to
but
continue at all. Yeah.
I do find it. I find your opinion interesting.
I find your
So-
opinion
What do you find so interesting about his opinion?
I'm done talking. No, I'm done.
of course,
But
yes,
no. Yeah. Take care, you guys.
Yeah.
How are you doing, sir? Did you vote?
Not yet.
Not yet. Who are you thinking about voting for?
Zohran.
Zohran. She's also voting for Zohran. What makes you want to vote for Zohran? Are you excited about him potentially becoming the mayor?
Yeah, I am.
What makes you most excited about Zohran becoming the next mayor here in the biggest city in the world?
A progressive agenda that looks out for lower class and working class people.
Yeah. What's your favorite example of, for instance, socialism that's worked in societies and in countries?
Socialism that's worked in societies and countries. This country. Public schools, public libraries. A lot of our country was founded on socialist ideas that have been gradually eviscerated by corporate hegemony.
America is a capitalist society, is it not? These roads were funded by public works provided by capitalism, were they not?
And they just walk away. All right, we're going back into the park. Here we go, everybody. As you can tell, Sweeney's a pretty sharp man, so we want to bring Sweeney on. You're a sharp guy, dude.
As I said with her, we approach things with civil discourse. We keep it non-personal. It's only an issues debate. I approach everyone with dignity and everyone with love. We want to have these conversations, and here's a radical idea why. Because this is a democracy. That's what our founding fathers fought for, to have civil, heated debate and discourse. And there are many folks who have said this, which I agree with, which is politics is verbal warfare, not physical. You should have very contested debates, and that is where the truth comes out and is extracted from. When you have these good one-on-one debates as to what the actual policies are instead of giving personal remarks. So I almost never ever go personal. Sometimes people go personal with me. If you want smoke, I'm chimney, but I don't want to go there, right? So I usually try to stay away from that.
I'm gonna use that. If you want smoke, I'm chimney. All right, let's move up here. Let's see if we can find some people that have the I voted stickers on their chest. Everybody be rocking them out here today. How you doing, man? Did you vote today? Who'd you vote for? Cuomo? No. Zohran? Is this your first time voting for a Democrat Socialist? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of a stupid question. Did you vote today, sir? Did you vote today?
I did, yes.
Who'd you vote for?
I'm not going to tell you.
Not gonna tell me? All right, no worries, respect. All right, let's talk to some of these people out here. It seems like this area, Tompkins Park, what's interesting about this area is that this place used to be like the home base for the migrant crisis here in New York City. This is where all the migrants were getting housed, over here and inside this neighborhood.
Respect.
How you doing, sir?
Respect, brother.
Planting some trees. All right, we got some live music out here. Got a guy in a skirt. All right, let's find one of these folks out here.
Let's not interfere with that girl.
Nah, yeah, let's not get to her. Everybody here in the chat, hope you guys are having a good day. We're excited. Tonight, we were wanting to go to a Zohran rally, but it doesn't seem like they're gonna have one. We might have one later this evening that we may or may not be going to. We gotta find it. All right, I'm gonna talk to this guy right here. How you doing, sir? Excuse me, sir. How you doing? Do you have a quick second?
I did.
Awesome. Who'd you vote for?
About the vote? Only if you want to. Total respect for you.
What the hell?
Who'd you vote for today?
And I love the Detroit Pistons.
I voted for Mamdani.
Really? What made Mamdani win over your vote?
What made him?
Yeah, what made him win over your vote?
Everybody else sucked more than he did.
Yeah, Cuomo.
Well, I've been through Cuomo. Cuomo's been through us. You know, he's all right sometimes. He did some good things, but I felt like let's try something else.
Yeah, do you feel like it was just like, now let's just try something else
Let's
now?
try something else, pretty much.
And what are you hoping or
I think
expecting
they're
to see
all,
from
you know,
Mamdani?
full of baloney. You know,
Yeah.
so you pick the one that suits you the best. You know. So what was your question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so what makes you excited about what Mamdani's proposing right now? The free buses, taxing the rich an extra 2%, free child care, also
Yeah.
government and grocery stores.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
Yeah. I mean, we've reached a point where we need some social programs that will function, and not too many. People have to work, so it has to be within reason. So that's it. Yeah. Your answer is more or less yes to all those things.
And do you think it's possible for him to, for instance, to come in and tax the rich or to open up government and grocery stores? Or do you think a lot of the stuff he's saying is kind of just to get the vote and like stuff that's maybe not actually possible?
Yeah, you're right. Chances are it'll be less than he expects, but it's pushing in the right direction. I'm an older guy, so I've been around since the Vietnam War. So
Yeah.
I've seen this before. This country's been fucked up before, so there's nothing new about this to me. But it's pushing it in the right direction. It's just you just got to keep going on and on. 100 years from now, if we're all still here, maybe it'll be better than certainly it'll be better than it was 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Another
question a lot of people have is like, should we vote for somebody who may not support the ideas that made America great, such as like capitalism or Christian values, for instance? He's obviously a Muslim. Should we be voting for somebody in the biggest city in America who's anti-capitalism? And
Well, he's not really anti-capitalism as much as he is having some social programs, in my opinion. What I read about him, we have to have capitalism because it's at the point that's really the only one that works.
Could I just offer you an opinion? And I
Yeah.
just want to shake your hand. What's your name first?
Mark.
I've got nothing but respect for my elders. You mentioned the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
I'm always respectful for my elders, and
Yeah.
we don't want to put you on the spot. This is
All
only
right.
for your conversation.
No, I'm having a good time. It's a sunny day.
it is a beautiful day.
Would it surprise you to learn that he has said that the abolition of private property is preferable to our current system?
It doesn't surprise me that he would say something like that, but he said a lot of things.
Does that sound radical to you?
Yeah. No, sure, it's radical.
Does abolishing the police or defunding the police sound radical to
but
you?
he's changed his opinion on that.
Did he change his opinion before or after he wanted your vote for mayor?
Probably after he wanted my vote.
Does that give
But
him a
he
lot of
did change
credibility? Does that give him a lot of credibility? If he's on the witness stand, and he's got something to benefit by changing it, and he needs your vote, and he suddenly says, "Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? This is going to polarize people."
That's right.
So does he actually mean that, or does he just want your vote and he thinks by dampening that radical approach he'll get it?
Yeah, well, does Donald Trump actually mean that he's going to bring the National Guard to New York? Does Donald Trump actually believe?
I hope. I didn't vote for Donald Trump in either election, but I hope he brings back ICE to Canal Street because the first day he did it, in 2 decades, it was
Say it again?
I didn't vote for Donald Trump in either election.
Yeah.
I've never voted Republican a day in my life, but I
Yeah.
hope Donald Trump brings ICE back to Canal Street.
Canal
'Cause
Street.
The first day that he did that,
Yeah.
for the first time in 2 decades,
Yeah.
it was sparkling, clean, and safe. And before
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
rampant.
I don't
graffiti.
disagree with that.
Yep. And that's where
I don't disagree with that. I had National Guard in in the hallways of my high school.
Where was that? What high school?
Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan. I saw the Detroit. I'm a Michigander myself.
Oh, where from?
Muskegon, Grand Rapids, all over the
My
place.
first wife was from
Kalamazoo.
Muskegon.
There you go.
There you go.
Michigan, pure Michigan, baby.
You bet, man. Yeah, as long as we can drink and smoke wherever we want, I'm a happy man.
This is where Americans can get along. You know, we meet in the middle on a lot of stuff.
No.
I just feel kind of bad because I feel like some of the things Mamdani proposed, like
Yeah.
the defunding the police, he said it like not just once but multiple times.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And it's like,
No, I don't disagree with
it's
you,
like
man.
the
Yeah.
are these people like, did a lot of people just get sold a bag of goods as far
Yeah.
as like he puts on the good smile, but then
He does.
But before all this, he was yelling at Tom Homan inside of federal buildings. He was
Yeah.
saying that we're here to
He's a
change
politician,
the
brother.
state. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, whoa. And no one.
You know, they all do it, man. They all do it.
I'm glad what you just said is
Yeah.
very true because this is where a lot of forget populism, let's just call it Democratic Americans agree that the politicians, regardless of their hue or color or the shape of the horse,
Right.
most of them have sold out the American people. And that's
Yeah.
why I am loyal to principles, not parties. But
Yeah.
you've just nailed the head. A lot of people don't admit that about Zohran.
Yeah, no.
You're the first one I've heard that
Yeah.
says, you know, I voted for him, but he is a politician that you cannot trust.
Absolutely.
I'll meet you right there.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yep.
So, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right.
Thank you so much,
appreciate
sir.
it, man. Seriously, thank you.
Thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much.
Means a
Thank you
lot
for
to
your
us.
service as
Things
well.
always eventually get better.
Yeah.
Or they get worse, then they get better.
And then they get better.
They put
Well,
a socialist in Havana, Cuba. What happened in Cuba?
Yeah, yeah.
They got no
yeah.
electricity.
That's true, but they still have great music. And
That's not a good trade-off.
you know, so and I've been there, and it's not as bad as they let us believe.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's eating, everybody's having a good
Some
time.
of my best friends are Cuban Americans, and
Yeah.
it's worse than they let us believe.
It all depends on your point of view. I'm a
Depends if you go to
musician,
the
and
tourist spot or if you go out to where people are living, I feel like.
yeah, it's where you're standing, man.
Yeah.
Because you know,
Respect.
I played Latin music. I'm a musician. I played in Latin bands for years in the '70s,
Good for you.
and I have friends from Colombia and from Cuba and all these places. But anyway, I speak Spanish and I live in all this shit.
Nosotros también.
So bueno, ha ido bien. Todo ha ido bien hasta ahora.
Wow, we got three bilingual people right here.
Hey, qué
Podemos
bueno.
cambiar de idioma.
Hablo español
Sí,
también.
también
qué
hablo
rico,
español.
man. That's very good. Well, anyway, it's all bullshit.
Look, man.
At least you admit it.
You're not wrong. You're not
It's
wrong.
all
A lot of
bullshit.
it is a
You
facade.
pick, that's why I said in the beginning when I voted for him, I picked the guy who says the bullshit that doesn't offend me as much as the other guy.
Lesser two evils near
You know, that's and then we have to hope that it doesn't get too fucked up. But the American thing is we can dump him in 4 years if we want to. So that's the thing we've got to keep. Is that
You can't dump
is-
the ideologies and
I hope that's the case. I hope it doesn't reach a point beyond return because
Yeah.
Cubans thought the same thing before they put Castro in power.
I
and it was a
know.
little bit different because that was dictatorial. It wasn't a democratic election.
That's true.
But folks like Zohran
Yeah.
are, in my point of view, humbly, and this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
what
yeah.
democracy is all
Yeah,
about,
yeah,
existential threats to everything that America stands for, and all the dampening of the democratic socialism and not its full communism are just a facade. And I
Yeah.
think that's the worst kind of veneer you could possibly find, is one that is covering something, policies that have never worked in the history of human civilization.
That's right. No, you're not wrong.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're not wrong. You know, part of everything is everything.
Yep.
You know, you just have to kind of you know, keep an eye on it. And look, man, if we have to, we go to the streets and we fight
That's
it
what
out.
democracy's all
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right,
Thank you for your
we're
service.
Pure Michigan. We love
Have a
it.
good one. Good guy. He's just missing the point. He just admitted to like what could potentially happen in New
I
York
think-
City.
I
I mean,
think-
like, I'm sure London didn't think their city was going to get taken over by Muslims.
That was the next one I was going to say.
And it's like, what's going to happen here to New York City? This is kind of like the plan.
And you raised a good point. It's not, you know, this is what I've said to folks about, you know, open borders, right? The beauty of Sierra Leone is it isn't Tokyo. The beauty of Tokyo is it isn't Paris. The beauty of London is it isn't Cleveland. Open borders and policies that just want to flood the gates with folks who have no desire to assimilate, whether they're coming from Ireland, and I'm 100% Irish Catholic, warps and makes one monogamous world culture. We do believe in nation states in the same way we do believe in individual countries. We want to keep it that way. Anyone who doesn't,
Are you guys old enough to vote?
bruh,
No.
Bro, you're a grifter.
I'm a grifter. Thank you so much.
just going for a personal
Which is,
insult right off the
which
bat.
is
That's
not a
great way
grifter.
to
I'm not a
approach
grifter.
people.
Yeah, for real. Oh man, I've been doing this for too long to be called a grifter.
Unbelievable.
Should we go ruin a date? No, just kidding. We got two people. Did you guys vote today?
Yep.
Who'd you guys vote for?
I don't want to talk about it.
Who'd you vote for?
I don't think I could share it for work reasons.
Oh, okay. Mamdani?
It rhymes.
Okay, similar. Everyone out here, I think we're like 5 for 5 out here from Mamdani.
Well, we're in the heart of it right now.
Yeah,
Beautiful day though in New York.
it is a beautiful day out here in the streets of New York. Hey, thank you very much, Gregory, for becoming a member. We're going to be doing a members-only live stream tomorrow after the massive protest that's going to be taken down in Washington, D.C. How you doing, man? Did you vote today?
Nah, I haven't voted.
Nah, who are you going to vote for?
Honestly, I don't know.
You undecided right
I
now?
don't think I'm gonna vote. I'm not
You
really
don't-
too political.
You don't
if I'm
really
being
care
real.
who wins or not?
It's not that I don't care, but you feel me? I'm not really for that right now. You feel me?
I feel you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens
Uh-huh.
to the city. What do you hope happens in New York City?
I hope for the better. If I'm being real,
That's what's
that's
up.
all. You feel me?
Do you know what the candidates are and what they're proposing right now? Like, do you think we should have more police or less police on the streets?
That's a good question. I feel like it's enough right now. If
Feel like
I'm
it's
being
enough
real,
right now?
yeah. I don't think we need more.
Should we defund the police?
Defund them. We don't have to defund them, but
Mhm.
I think they're good with what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day, man.
Appreciate
And
it.
I don't want to get you in a political
You too.
mood right now.
Nah,
you're
nah,
you're just
you good.
vibing out here, man.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
good.
life's about. Have a good day, man.
Appreciate it.
You too, bro. Did you guys vote today? Oh, in Jersey. Okay, nice. I also got an important election going on over there, I've heard. All right, you guys. Let's get some good civil discourse. I think this guy, you were talking to him just a second ago, or you came by when we were interviewing. How are you guys doing? Never mind. Excuse me, sir. Did you vote today? Did you vote today? Oh, not good? Oh, okay, no worries, sir. No worries. Let's find some voters out here.
Voters at, huh?
Yeah, I'll walk in the
I
dude.
bet you there's probably some, I don't know. Maybe we try to do another circle this
Yeah,
way.
let's do a little loop. There's people everywhere here in New York City. You pop out of one subway and it's like a whole nother world in one spot. Sometimes people are just like tough out here. Sometimes
I
they
think that
just don't
probably
want
the
it.
best bet. is
Oh,
you
let's talk to
guys
this mom right here.
Just make sure with her child she wants to be okay with it.
Yeah. Just make sure you don't get the kid in the shot if the mom's willing to talk. How you doing, ma'am? Excuse me. How's it going? Did you vote today?
No,
No? Can we talk to you for a sec?
not right now.
Okay, no worries. Have a good day. How you doing? Good. Did you vote today? Could we ask you about who you voted for? Mamdani. We've seen a lot of support from Mamdani, especially here in this area. What made you? I think we're like 6 for 6 right now with Mamdani. Yeah. What do you hope for New York City?
A new breath of fresh air, really.
Breath of fresh air. And what inspired you to vote for Mamdani other than the breath of fresh air?
Yikes. I like what he said about policing. And,
Yeah. Like, what about defunding the police?
yeah, or shifting that to more helpful means, you know.
Yeah. Do you think here in New York City, the social workers will be able to do as good as a job as NYPD? Or do you think they should let NYPD do more here in the city?
I think both, but maybe we could try that for a while.
Yeah. So are you willing to like risk the safety for others just to kind of give it a shot, potentially?
I'd like to see how it works, yep.
Nice. What do you think about him wanting to tax the rich and everything like that? Do you think that's a good idea or a bad idea?
I think it's a good idea unless all the rich people move away.
Yeah, until the rich people move away, right? Does that worry you that a lot of people who employ people here in the city might be leaving? It'll leave the working class with less jobs?
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to afford. I don't think he's going to be able to accomplish all he's set out to do, free buses and everything. But I don't know. I don't like Cuomo. He's so corrupt, and Sliwa doesn't have a chance. So who are we going to vote for? I don't know.
Yeah, kind of. They didn't give you guys the best options as far as like, you had Andrew Cuomo, who has quite the track record. You have Curtis Sliwa, who seems like a great guy. He's done a lot of good things for the city. And you have Zohran Mamdani, an assemblyman who used to be a rapper.
We're going to see what happens, I guess.
And a lot of people are just willing to throw up the biggest city in the world and put it in the hands of a 34-year-old man. $150
so
billion
see, you gotta
budget.
I don't know what to tell you.
Awesome. Well, you have a great rest of your day, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
It's actually kind of mind-boggling how everyone just like, we're just gonna do it, give it a shot. It's like, no, this is the biggest city and the greatest city in America, the financial capital of the world.
I think like 4 out of the 6 of them too were like, no, he's probably not going to accomplish anything he wants to do.
Yeah. Excuse me. Did you guys vote today?
What?
Did you guys vote today?
No, we didn't.
No, not today. Yeah, a lot of people are like, well, he's probably not even going to accomplish it. Wow. Are these all 4 of your dogs?
Beautiful.
Whoa. This is like 101 Dalmatians in real life, but they're brownish.
Right, but they're not Dalmatians,
Yeah, they kind of have the spots though.
but they do have stuff.
Did you vote today?
Not yet, but I will.
Not yet today, but you will. Who are you going to vote for? We're doing a little election special here in New York City, just talking to people here on the street.
Oh yeah. Well, I usually think of that as a private issue because I'm
Okay.
old school.
Yeah. Would you like to say who you're voting for? Right now, we're
That's
like
what
6
I'm
for 6,
saying,
Mamdani. Are you going to do the 7th?
Well, you can make your guesses.
Oh, okay, so probably. She's
Thank
smiling. Have a good one. How's it going, sir?
Oh, good. Thank you.
Have a good day. Hey, thank you very much, Josh, for the donation.
You're getting donations.
Thank you very much. Life goes bra. Yeah, bro, bro, I got the best subscribers, best viewers in the world, I swear.
Tell me what up.
Let's see. Let's find some folks. How you doing? How's it going, sir? Bro, people should not wear AirPods in the streets. All right, we got some more people up here on the park bench. Wearing AirPods is the biggest hazard, especially if you are a woman in New York City or in any big city. Wearing AirPods is the stupidest thing you could potentially do outside of your building.
Yeah, especially if there's a city that has less and less cops there to protect you if someone's about to assault you when you're wearing your AirPods.
Exactly. Did you vote today? How you doing? Did you vote today? Oh, okay, you're on your phone. Excuse me, ladies. Did you guys vote today?
I can't vote.
You can't vote? You? Okay. Oh, I know you voted today.
Yep.
How'd it go?
No, I voted last week.
Who did you vote for?
Mamdani.
Mamdani. Can we talk to you about why you voted for Mamdani?
Sure.
Okay, amazing. Love the card, the outfit. You're looking amazing. Why'd you vote for Mamdani? What made you want to vote for him?
Because my bar these days to voting for anybody is they have to give a shit about the place that they are running to represent. They have to be willing to listen, and they have to respect the democratic process. So when it was in the primary, there were several people. Everybody I ranked
Do you think that
fit that, but Cuomo certainly does not. He never did.
one of the things you jumped on real quickly was how respect the primary, right?
Respect the democratic process. There's a lot more to a democratic process than primaries and elections.
You're exactly right. One of Mamdani's biggest supporters and endorsements was Kamala Harris. Do you think she had any respect for our primary process this year?
Oh, is this across the... I thought you were just talking about who I voted for today. I don't have time to get into a whole lot of other stuff.
Sure, well, I was just asking about your opinion, that's all. But if you don't want to address it, you don't want to address it. I just
Can't
wanted your
address
opinion on
anything
that.
else right now. I can answer this question only.
What do
I'd
you think
love to get an
happened? Where do you
answer to
think
that.
New York City's at in 4 years after Mamdani?
I think it'll be a better place.
And will you feel safer on the streets with less cops on the streets?
Oh, hell yeah! It's the cops who cause most of the problems in this fucking neighborhood. I've been here for years. I've watched cops do lines of coke in their patrol cars. I've watched them create problems. And when we had a bunch of break-ins on Avenue A during the COVID lockdown, when there were demonstrations about George Floyd and it was blamed on people who were demonstrating George Floyd, I saw some of those cars and I saw the sneakers that the white guys in those cars that had dealer, whatever you call those, the little decorations that say where you bought your car from, that were from fucking Long Island. And I can tell you those were just cops in plain
Do you
clothes.
think the city would be safe for Barton if there was just hypothetical, take that to its extreme. Do you think the city would be more safe if there was no cops?
Public safety is a very complex issue,
Correct.
and our police are not trained the way police in some other places I have lived are trained, and even such as Norway. Okay, people are in police
Does New York have the same amount of
enforcement.
criminality as the United States or New York City? Do they have the same amount of criminality? Do they deal with the same problems that New York police have to deal with?
Are you a cop? Are you a cop?
I'm not a cop.
Are you
But
from
I've got-
cop family?
No, but I honestly wish I was. I support the NYPD to the bottom of my
Okay,
soul,
so-
and the FDNY, and all of our brave men and women that serve on our forces here.
FDNY and cops are very different.
Of course they are.
I dated a firefighter at one point whose 4 brothers were all cops, and the behavior of each of them were completely different.
Understood.
And it wasn't just because I was dating that one guy. I absolutely wouldn't have dated any of his brothers.
Understood.
And they were raised by the same parents.
But so to that question, do you think the city would actually be safer if there was no cops?
I think the city would be a lot safer if we had an affordable city, if we had support, if we had mental health support, if we didn't have, just rely on whatever crumbs fall off the table from Wall Street.
Isn't that just a whataboutism, though? It's a direct question.
No, you're.
I know, I'm asking you a direct question. Then you're talking about affordability.
Whataboutism. No,
I'm not.
You're doing whataboutism.
I'm saying, would the city be more safe with or without police? And you're talking about affordability. That is the definition of whataboutism.
No, it isn't. It's the definition.
then
It's the
address the
definition of expanding the vision. You're talking about something very specific.
Crime. Yep.
And crime is a bigger issue. Crime is also what it's defined as. For instance, in 1953 Bakersfield, California,
Sure.
it was a crime after 6 p.m. to stop on a street corner and tie your shoelace.
For sure. It's a democratically passed law.
No, it wasn't.
How'd that law get put into place?
Because it was a way to arrest black people. It
How
was
did
a
that
way.
law get put into place?
I am not.
You want to debate.
Actually,
Seems like you just want
no,
your voice heard.
I
ready to
don't-
debate.
no,
I actually
I-
have one question. Mamdani, he supports the idea of having legal prostitution on the streets. Do you think that's a good or bad idea to let adult workers work openly?
No, I think it's a very good idea. Because then they.
How'd that work in Los Angeles for all the underage girls that police could not help and all the pimps exploiting them?
Okay, underage is not legal sex work.
Duh. The police cannot regulate it when
No,
it becomes.
that's not true.
Okay, then how'd it work in Los Angeles? There's endless statistics on
Okay,
its complete and utter failure.
Well, I'm so glad I gave you a patsy to expound your opinions. I was answering your question.
answer.
I actually am now late for the volunteer shift that I agreed to help community, and I have to go.
God bless you,
If
ma'am.
you seriously wanted to go over everything instead of just, hit your points,
Let's see if the
that's a
amount of
little
space-
different.
Let's see the amount of space of how much you talk versus I after this is done. I probably had 10 to your 90.
Have a good day.
Who's talking over you? Look at the mirror. Let's reflect ourselves today.
What do you think about legalizing adult workers in the streets?
What was she yelling about?
She thinks that the city would be safer without police.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you think it would be safer place without police?
It's really hard to know. I
Yeah.
mean, what kind of police? No, and yes. Depends for whom.
Yeah, then we were talking about how Zohran also.
That's what she got. So you think she's a conservative?
No, she's not a
she's
conservative.
she's
she's
an
voting.
anarchist.
No, she's not. She's voting for Zohran. But then one of Zohran's
She
things,
got
he
mad
said
at
he wouldn't. He would not against. I'm trying to say it without YouTube censoring the word. Adult workers openly on the streets, like he wouldn't consider that a crime. Female workers, like do you think that's just a gateway to
Right.
people being trafficked, like underage girls?
Probably. I mean, I've been to Europe. It's a little disturbing
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even if you go up to like Roosevelt Avenue,
to see the adorable young people on the street.
drugged up and whatnot.
No, they didn't even look drugged up. So maybe it's totally fine. It's really hard to know.
Yeah.
But it should be legal for sure.
It should be legal.
Sex work, absolutely.
Really? Yeah, like openly. Like, yeah, go ahead and do it in a bedroom. I don't care.
Well,
but like
I don't know. I
openly-
mean, America is kind of Puritan. I mean, we're not even allowed to drink alcohol on the street publicly. You know what I'm saying? So there are
Do you think this city would
different
be-
degrees.
Do you think the city would be better in a cleaner and safer city if we were allowed to just drink alcohol openly anywhere we wanted to?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that's how we are. We have different levels, public, private. Like alcohol's fine
Yeah.
here, alcohol's not fine here. There are many
there's some weird laws here in the United
labyrinthine
States.
rules.
like you to drink, you have to be 21. To smoke, you have to be 18. To rent a car without paying an underage fee, you have to be 25.
Exactly.
But maybe here in New York City, let's just let 18-year-olds go and exploit themselves on the streets and not hold that to any accountability, or to not worry about what happens behind the doors of the people that control those girls and are
So you
trafficking
don't
and
want
whatnot.
that to happen.
Hell no.
Right. So you think that if you're saying legalizing sex work, that will happen?
100% it will happen. Girls will be trafficked. They'll not even get paid because they'll be working for a pimp. The pimp will take all the money. The pimp will then use that girl, whatnot. And so
Well, that
it just
probably
opens up.
already does happen, unfortunately.
Exactly, but if we allow it to happen, it's just going to exponentially get even worse. It's like telling a drug dealer.
I know a lot
it's
of
like telling a
people-
drug dealer
I know a
you
lot
can
of
sell
people
here on
who
the
are
streets.
sex workers. So
Yeah.
I mean, they aren't underage.
Do you think the complete legalization of drugs would result in more people doing drugs?
What are you with the?
Oh,
what
it's
are you
just.
with the-
It's a
oh,
hat. It's one of my
this.
friend's
What is
brand.
this?
Oh, sorry,
What
ma'am.
is this about?
Very nice
That's
to meet
a
you,
little-
Sweeney.
That's just a little weird and hostile.
I do not mean to be weird
no,
or
I'm
hostile at
saying
all.
it's a little
My name's Sweeney.
weird.
I'm doing this because
Sonia.
it was the sun was coming out.
I am a liberal. I'm not a crazy progressive liberal, but yes.
And so what made Zohran get your vote versus somebody like Cuomo?
Oh God, Cuomo would just be on a revenge tour like Trump is. I did like a lot of stuff he did in the past, but now I feel like he would be on the same, like the liberals threw me out last time, I'm going to kick their asses.
Do you think Trump is doing everything that was done to him? Do you think his revenge tour is 1/100th of what they did to him and his administration and his entourage? Who's he thrown in jail that was against him? Steve Bannon went to jail, served a year. Michael Flynn got arrested, Roger Stone. I could go on for probably an hour to list the indictments of his business organizations and families. Has he done any of that to the left? What do you mean by revenge tour? I'm confused by that, genuinely, and I don't mean to be patronizing.
Really? You
Really?
really don't.
I really,
Every
really
single
don't.
liberal institution, he's going against scientists. He's going against academics. He's basically he's like, you people don't like me because he's trashy. So they don't like him. You know, he's like a reality TV star. And he's like, fuck you all. So he's getting rid, like, we don't have cancer research anymore. Like, we used to be like this country that was the top of the line in this stuff. And he's like, he doesn't even care. He's just like, I want to cut it down because they don't like me.
Do you think that any of his cuts that he has been doing are good faith cuts because he thinks there's an excess in largesse in our federal government?
I think nothing Trump does is good faith.
See, I disagree
Nothing.
with you very much. And I'm not even a Trump
I
supporter.
I
never-
look
on
at him
certain
and I
things, I support
honestly,
him.
he looks. I don't see a good. I don't see a good person in there.
Yes,
at all.
but does morality and ethics, is that the number one thing? And I'm not dismissing that. That is a very important
it's really
thing.
fucking big. Yeah.
Right. So do you think the Democrats are a poster child for morality? Because that would be the hot take of the day. I love that if that's what you believe.
I don't, but I also think it's the usual thing of like, this person's not perfect, so let's not vote for them, and then let's let the really not really super not perfect people, like, there is no perfection.
Of course not.
There
And so
is
let's
no
not hold her to
Jesus,
that
so
standard.
I do know that the Zohran supporters will be disappointed because he will have to compromise, because that is what one does if one is a real leader. One compromises. One tries to look at the big picture and not just push through what you're like 20 to 30% minority wants.
I don't know. I love where you're a realist, you're a pragmatist, but I feel like Mahatma Gandhi didn't compromise in the ways that everyone wanted him to. And Jesus Christ definitely didn't compromise. He was a purist.
And he's so dead.
Yep.
He got killed.
Damn,
so,
not a good thing,
but
right?
wouldn't we have wanted Jesus to stick around and actually like be a leader for like the
If
eons?
it came with his concessions and compromises, tough question. No, sometimes you need a leader that sticks to their principles over life or death, and that's what Gandhi did. What would India look like right now if it wasn't for Gandhi sticking to his principles?
Are you trying to be the new Charlie Kirk?
No, but rest in peace while we're on the stream. Rest in peace, Charlie
All right,
Kirk.
I'm done. Bye. Good luck, all you people. Love each other. Seriously, like just.
I agree.
And also, if you're one of those people who will believe everything and trust nothing, you're going to be super manipulated by everyone. So if you're like, I can't trust scientists, I can't trust this person, I can't trust this the volunteer on the street,
I
then
agree with that. Should we trust
you
the mainstream
need to
media?
you need to.
Who do you trust these days
Yeah.
to get your news? For
Who do I
instance?
trust to
Yeah,
get
for
my
instance.
news? Boy, I kind of generally avoid the news, to be honest. I do a lot of in-person events, art, theater.
Let me just say, by the way, this is a spirited debate. We like to keep it civil. I didn't mean any disrespect whatsoever. I lead with dignity and kindness, and that's the last thing you said. Love here too, and I didn't mean any hostility. I was sunglasses walking through.
I'm a theater person. I like people, but I think that people are very easily manipulated, and tribalism is a thing. You should actually probably read this book called Tribes. It's an old book. I don't even think it's by a liberal person, so you could go check it out. You don't have to be scared. Anyway, that's all. Have a good day.
I enjoyed speaking with you. Thank you.
What two great debates right there. Wow.
I liked her. And
Did you guys vote? Obviously you voted. Who'd you vote for?
For the mayor?
Yes.
Mamdani.
Mamdani. Everyone. We haven't got a single person who hasn't voted for Mamdani out here today.
What are you guys doing this for? Because yesterday someone asked me about this, and
Yeah, look, we're live right now. We're just talking to people on the streets about who they're voting for
You guys are
and why they voted for. I'm a YouTuber. So yeah, we go all across the world, and today we're here in New York City talking about people about the most important mayoral election here and potentially New York City's history.
Yeah. Do you live in New York?
I do live here in New York right now. I have an office here. Kind of like bounce across the country with my job. So
Who did you vote for?
I can't vote because I'm not a resident here.
Oh, so you don't live in New York?
Yeah, like I live here, but I don't live here. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like I have an office here.
Yeah. He's a resident. He's not a resident for the residency requirements to vote.
Yeah.
He's like an influencer guy, goes around and just asks people about their political opinions.
Oh. What about you guys?
I do. I live here. I live in Lower Manhattan. I'm not going to give out my address.
I won't either.
So what made you want to vote for Zohran?
What?
What made you want to vote for Zohran? He has a lot of support from the youth.
Yeah.
And today's been interesting because we've talked to a lot of people and they're like, yeah, we voted for Zohran. We don't think he's actually going to do everything he says, but we voted for him.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of politicians don't do everything that they say they're gonna do, but I think he's like responding to like what the majority of like working class, especially New Yorkers, want and have been like asking for. And I think like other politicians that we've had, like Adams and Cuomo, I think like they just kind of like bend over backwards, especially for like the president. And like we don't need that here. You know, I saw like a video a while ago, like before the primary, of Cuomo like saying like ICE is probably gonna come, and like just like kind of shrugged it off.
Do you think they should come here into the streets and arrest people who came into the country illegally and deport them?
Well, I think like saying like came to the country illegally is like kind of like a heavy term.
Like if they cross the border without permission?
There's a difference between being like undocumented and like coming here illegally.
Yeah, so say you walk over that border illegally, that Mexico border, say you crossed over in Tijuana. You came through the border wall. You paid a cartel member $5,000 and now you're here in the United States and now you've made your way to New York City because an NGO paid for you and flew you here and they put you right here inside this church, and then since they cut out the shelters, now you're living out here in the streets selling stuff illegally on Canal Street. Should those people be deported?
No. I think like the issue with deportation and the issue with like the people that do come here for those reasons is like the result of like global colonization and imperialization, where like the US has had a really negative effect on Latin American countries and has caused a lot of stability in those countries.
Right.
Like there's a reason that those people are almost like forced to come here.
Do you believe that we should have completely open borders?
I think that borders, I mean, obviously, like, we need borders.
Right.
Like, you need government, you need law. Like, we can't live in, like, a borderless, lawless world. But, like, we all have a shared humanity.
Agreed.
And I think countries like the United States, we have, like, a huge economy compared to some of these countries. And we've taken a lot of, like, resources from these countries, and we also like depend on immigrant labor for a lot of like jobs in the United States.
I have a question for you. So say, let's just talk about people who came in here illegally, right? So say that person on Canal Street, he's selling stuff, counterfeit goods, illegally. Would you consider that a crime?
A crime?
Yeah.
Which part?
Selling counterfeit goods illegally, then not paying taxes on those goods.
I mean, obviously,
Yes,
counterfeit
it's
goods are illegal.
in the terms of law, but right and wrong and
Okay, so then if somebody, if somebody came and stole your purse, would you consider
different crime.
would you consider that a crime?
Yeah.
So
I believe
two
that only
two
some
crimes.
crimes deserve penalization and incarceration, and others not.
Totally.
Okay, but
What? No.
do you believe some crimes shouldn't be enforced? Some laws shouldn't be enforced.
Laws
And again,
should be-
we're coming. I should say, I don't want to be like at all hostile. This is only like a spirited debate. I come with like kindness and dignity, and if like you guys don't want to get in that debate, that's fine too. But that's all we're doing, like in a democratic way. That's all.
attacked.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, but do you believe for instance, that crime a man commits on Canal Street? Do you think that's justifiable, just like someone coming robbing your purse, to then get held to the law?
Well, I
'Cause you're
think
basically saying-
the issue of someone like selling stuff like counterfeit goods on Canal Street and the issue of immigration are two separate things.
You know
I
that
don't
most
think.
of the sellers on Canal Street are illegal immigrants, and those
Yeah.
two issues are almost overlapped,
Well,
if not
there's a
identical.
difference again between illegal immigrants and undocumented immigrants.
I agree with that. Between 40 and 60% are illegal immigrants
What do you
on
define
Canal
as
Street.
illegal immigrants?
Someone who, like he just said, has crossed the border illegally without any paperwork, and they have not gone through the proper legal process to be here. That is an illegal immigrant by its term. Even if they did that from Ireland or France or England, because I know everyone wants to go to race, that is an illegal immigrant. They've come here illegally. By its very term, it is categorically, inescapably illegal immigration. 60, maybe even more than that, of the Canal Street vendors are illegal immigrants. And they are
Well,
selling counterfeit and illegal
yeah,
goods.
yeah.
They're breaking the law.
Yes,
But basically, what we're trying to get to is people who voted for Zohran Mamdani just voted for a guy who wants to defund the police and
Did he say
not
he wants
enforce.
to defund the police?
He said defund and abolish the police maybe close to 50 times. Then he's tried deleting the tweets, and then he's apologized for them.
From back during
Yeah, so he
Black
said that
Lives Matter
before.
movement.
Yeah. So before he ran for president and wanted your vote, he was very for defund and abolish the
feel
police.
That's not part of his campaign though.
So it was okay for him to say it until he needed your vote, and then he wanted to push it to the shadows. That's fine.
I would
I don't
still
think
agree with that. Defund the police.
You want to defund the police?
I
You think,
do.
as a woman, that this city would be safer if we didn't have police? That's interesting to me. I'm not saying that in a patronizing way. I've actually never heard a woman say that.
I mean, yeah, I believe that.
You believe that the city would be safer?
I think that it's not that we don't want to have police. I think that our police system is like designed in a way where instead of like protecting people, it's like policing people, which I think sometimes like leads to like more crime when people feel like over-policed, overwatched, and
They're worried
like
about the bags on Canal Street and not about the women, maybe.
About the what?
About the women getting their bags stolen.
I've had like instances where like the police like didn't do much to help in situations that were dangerous.
I
and I
feel
think like
safer in the subways now that they've put a bunch of police down there.
I've watched a lot of instances where like police like instigate a situation instead of de-escalating. So I think it's more about like reallocating the funding for police.
There's a question, a comment that you just made. When you go down in the subways, let's say it's at night. Well, first off, do you take the subways at night?
I do.
Okay. As women, do you guys feel unsafe when you go down in the subway and see a police officer there? Is that what you actually? I'm genuinely curious. I've never heard that before from a woman. Every other woman, regardless of their political spectrum, has said they feel safe when they see a police officer down there, especially at night. Most women don't even take the subways at night because there aren't enough police down there.
I don't feel unsafe.
I don't feel unsafe. Yeah.
You don't feel unsafe in the subways at night. Do you feel unsafe with police presence?
No,
though?
that's what I'm saying. I don't feel unsafe if I see a police officer.
Do you feel more safe when you see a police officer versus there's none there and there's a dark, fetid, stinking subway car with graffiti all over it and there's dodgy characters about, which let's just call a spade what it is. They are everywhere down there, especially in the nighttime. Do you feel unsafe or more safe with a police officer there? Because his policies inescapably are to defund and restrict the amount of police out there. He says verbatim, yes, explicitly. What do you mean on his platform? We can Google them, we can look them up.
Yeah, I like to see it.
Grab every one of his receipts. He wants to bring
Not
less
the tweets,
police.
policies in his campaign.
Policies in his campaign. He wants to reduce. He thinks our police force is overinflated, and he wants less police. That is categorically
say
less police on the subways for women.
4 years ago, when Adams was first elected, he ran his platform on like heavily funded police and police in the subways, and I felt like it felt like less safe when he did that. I had a time on the subway where I was going to a concert with a friend, and it was like shortly after the subway shooting where like people were killed, and it was like about a week later, and a shot had been fired in a train car, like a couple train cars down from us, and like the whole entire train like ran out of the station onto the street, and there was a police car there, and me and my friends told the people in the police car what had happened, and they laughed and drove away. And that was like during a time period.
Express my empathy. That is terrible. That's not what they should have done. They should have helped you.
That was during a time period when there was like increased funding. So that's why I think it's about more of like reallocating funding and resources, not like just like throwing money into it and increasing like numbers and increasing like police force and like heavily arming police officers. I think it's about like reinforming them on how to like de-escalate situations, especially because like most of the, like a lot of communities have been over-policed, Black and brown communities have been over-policed, and it like, there's like, it's, the over-policing like only leads to like more crime because people are, it doesn't make those communities feel safe because they are facing like.
Do you think if you hold folks in those communities that they would want less or more police there? Because if you look at statistics in Chicago, for example, right, 99% of these crime high areas want more police there. They think they're under-resourced by the police that are actually there.
No, they do. Those communities
So
do ask for more.
they ask for more police. So shouldn't their opinion be the ones that count way more respectfully than you or I who don't live in those high crime areas? So for example, J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson in Chicago, they were for restricting the National Guard. And you could have a good faith argument about federalism, what Trump is doing. Shouldn't it be up to those communities to vote on whether you could hold a small, short proposal on whether or not those communities want more police there? Because it seems like to me, J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson are holding those communities hostage for political reasons by not allowing Trump to send more resources to the areas that need them most.
The National Guard?
National Guard, if the police are not doing it, absolutely. If those areas voted for it, if those areas, you held a proposal, and they said 99% of them said, yes, we want more police, if it's not our police, it's National Guard there, you would say their vote is undermined, they should not, their opinion does not count, these folks in those neighborhoods.
Whatever you vote for, if that's what you want, then that's what you want.
Correct.
I care.
So isn't it a little bit unfair if we have
I'm
mayors?
not saying that that's what should happen just because a lot of people vote for it.
What about the majority? That's called democracy.
Our democracy doesn't entirely depend on like a majority vote all the time.
In what way?
The Electoral College.
Right.
The
Trump just won, and Andy won the popular vote, right? We've got an electoral college because certain states like California have such numerous numbers that they could decide the entire presidential election. Comes down to 7 swing states. Democrats and Republicans play by the exact same rules. It's who wins both of those two things. It's not side to one party or the other. And I'm a complete independent. I've never voted Republican a single day in my life. I didn't vote for Trump in either election.
Well, I never even said my opinion on the Electoral College, though I do think that actually abolishing the Electoral College it's not about the presidential election that the Electoral College actually does like a lot of, like you would still have like, it's like still like ultimately Republican, Democrat for like a presidential election. It's going to go one of those two ways. But if we didn't have like Electoral College and like this point system, it would actually be easier to have like more like independent or like third parties to be represented more often inside of like the Senate and the House, which would actually lead to like more representation for people like you that might not feel represented by either of the two parties.
Fair. And I'm an independent in that same way, though I do disagree with you on the Electoral College, because I'll give you a different hypothetical example. Let's say, and this is
just last question, then we're moving on to the next people.
Sorry. We can
Keep
go.
going.
Sorry.
You have any other reasons or what you expect to see in New York City by the time Mamdani's done with his term? What do you think New York City will look like?
So you're assuming that he's going to win?
Well, yeah, I think he is going to win.
Really? Do you like
based
that?
off all the polls and all the things, I think Mamdani's going to win. And I think Cuomo, I guess we'll see what happens, but most likely Mamdani is going to win.
I think that change is a good thing, and I think like a little socialism would be good for New York City, you know?
Really? You think socialism is going to be good for New York?
Yeah.
All right, expound.
I thought you didn't want to talk to us.
Now that we're on that topic, now expound on what you think will be good about socialism here in New York City.
Because I think like socialism, people need like basic rights. Like I barely have health insurance. Like I think like we pay so many tax dollars, we might as well have like a free bus. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's socialism. You know, like we already pay like taxes. We might as well like see some more good out of those taxes.
Yeah, or do you think there should be? Yeah, well, the free stuff I just don't think is gonna like come out, and I don't think people are realize like when nothing's actually free, people have to pay for it. So hopefully there'd be more. I think there's maybe they should look into exactly where money's being spent and spend it a little bit wiser. I think like for instance when Elon tried to do the Doge cuts, I think that was something good that could have been a net positive for America and for other governments to learn from that. Maybe by taxing people even less, there's going to be more competition, and more competition is going to create new avenues and new ways for people to actually get strategical about what they're going to do versus just having all these freebies where people are just like, oh, we're going to get this, we're going to get free bus, we're going to get free healthcare, and the rich are going to pay for it.
If you're paying taxes.
Do you know that New York City is one of, I don't know if it's the top 10 right now, it could be top 3 or top 5 highest tax burdens of any city in the United States already. And there's already begun a huge exodus of residents because of the tax burden here leaving Florida. And that the 1% of New Yorkers pay 48% of our tax base. So policies that push value producers out will lower the amount of money available for public projects like you're talking about.
I don't know. I think if I was making that much money, I would be fine with paying my taxes.
If we all want to do like a fair share, right? Say you make $100,000, say I make $1 million, and I'm going to get taxed 52% because I make over $1 million. So I'm going to give $520,000 to the government. But if we all want to play fair games and everything, technically then you should pay $52,000 of your $100,000 and leave you with $48,000, leaving me.
I don't want to play it fair though. I think someone that makes that much more money should, like people that make like barely enough to survive in the city shouldn't pay the same amount as someone who like has.
For almost a century, we've had a progressive tax rate. If you make more money, you pay more in taxes. Well, no, what's that?
I don't want to do
But
it
I'm
that
saying
way.
if we all want to be equal and whatnot, then why don't we all just pay the same exact tax and just let everyone just pay that 52%?
Why would we do that? Why would we do that?
Exactly. Why would we do that? But
I
so
think
why
that
would
the
you
rich
tax?
should be taxed more.
They are.
And they are taxed more.
I'm saying that that's a good thing. I'm saying I don't want the 52% or whatever for the whole
The fact that they're taxed more, and he wants to increase that. Do you have any concern of the risk that will force more folks who are value producers here, who provide so much taxes to New York for social programs, that their departure will be a bad or a good thing? That's the point, right? It's not enough.
It's gonna push them out?
It's already started. If you look up these statistics, right, and I wish I did have these graphics, I don't have them, but please fact check me on this. The exodus has already started. Something like hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers in higher tax brackets have gone to Florida in areas like Miami and Palm Beach because their tax burden was too high. New York is already the high, I think it's top 3, top 5 of tax burdens. Having a socialist then come in to increase it even more, how do you think that's going to fund the projects he's talking about? Isn't that pie in the sky utopia?
I think that it's fine. I think enough rich people live in New York City that I'm not worried about that at all.
You think they'll stay?
Not even if some of them leave, let them leave. We have more. There's so much money here.
So some of them being here is good, but not all of them.
It's not about like it being good or
Yeah,
bad.
this is
I don't
exactly the
care. If
nuance.
they stay, if you don't want to live in New York City, then you don't want to live here. If that's not the most important thing, then maybe you shouldn't live here and we don't need your money. That's fine with me.
Sure. I would just disagree because we do need their money for every public project that we
Other
want. That's called the
people-
socialism we're
It's
talking
not like
about.
all the rich people are going to leave New York City, every single one of them.
Let's say 10% do, and that's 10. And say 10% do, you're just going to lose it. You're going to if 10% of New York City of the rich leave, you're going to lose a large portion of the people that already pay that 48% in taxes already. So you're going to lose 5%, potentially 5 or even more percent of that 48% of the people that pay all the taxes here in New York City. And you're going to need all that extra money. Where are you going to get that from? They're just going to eventually figure out a ways to tax people even more money. So, and then maybe they'll raise the minimum wage. Yeah, it sounds great to raise the minimum wage to $30 an hour until you have to pay $15 for a coffee. And so, by doing stuff like that, the rich will always get richer and the poor will always stay poor because they're going to have to level up with everybody.
We'll find out and we'll see who leaves New York City and who stays. There's no way to say that for sure.
I think that's right. I agree with you.
Awesome. End of conversation, you guys. God bless you guys. Hope you have a good day, and we'll see what
This
happens.
is democracy. It's a
We'll
spirit.
see what happens, everybody. Good conversation with everybody. I've seen some super chats come through. I can't say thanks to everybody, obviously, when we're in those conversations, but thank you all very much for anybody who does make a donation or becomes a member. We appreciate it. Dude, Sweeney's pretty freaking smart. How's it going, sir?
Good, I want to say hello. I was actually here about an hour ago.
Oh, nice.
Went to a cafe and I follow you.
Oh, amazing.
And all of a sudden I was like, oh, you're right around the corner. So I came back.
Yeah, today we're just talking to people. We haven't found a Cuomo or Sliwa voter here in the park. We came here to talk to people who've voted for Mamdani and see why they voted for him. Did you vote today?
I did. I voted for Sliwa.
You voted for Sliwa?
So I came to tell you that.
You're
So
the
there's
first.
one.
You're the
One
first
person.
Sliwa voter today out here. And yeah, it's just been interesting to talk to these Mamdani voters because yeah, maybe they have a good heart and they're hoping everything goes good, but most of them are even admitting, like right now, that yeah, maybe most of the stuff he's been saying is actually not going to come to fruition. It's like, oh, okay, you just did a pretty risky vote for something super important like the biggest city in America. Like, you maybe should have thought a little bit more about what can happen to your city.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of any of them, to be honest, but I like Sliwa's integrity. I think he seems pretty legit, so that's why I voted for him. Cuomo, I wasn't thrilled with the nursing homes and all that. Can I say Mamdani? I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, Mamdani.
Mamdani. I mean, I don't really know much about him, to be honest. I don't really trust him, though, because he seems to change what he says all
Yeah,
the time.
because we were talking to these people about the defunding the police, and they're like, well, what do you mean by that? He's not defunding the police. This is just like, this is all of the times he has said, defund the police. Defund and dismantle. Defund the police and build a socialist New York. Ear liberation means defund the police. No, we want to defund the police. In New York City, 99% of officers are office holders are Democrats, yet they refuse to defund cops who murder with impunity. Defund and dismantle. Defund the NYPD. What we need is to defund the NYPD. We need to defund the police.
Yeah, he says it a lot.
Defund the haram police.
Then he said he didn't or something, right? He said flip-flops back and
And then he
forth.
flip-flopped
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Fox News when he needed to tell people that, oh, maybe your daughters don't have to worry about getting assaulted on the subway, essentially, because of, we're going to actually fund the police, and I feel sorry for saying that. But when your words and your track record speak like that, it doesn't mean anything when you say that on live TV.
Yeah, I don't trust him. I mean, I'm a classical liberal, to be honest. So I don't really care about parties. Now I'm an independent, I would say. So to me, it doesn't matter what the party is. I just like Sliwa's integrity. He seems like he means what he says. I do worry about the cost of housing here. I do worry about the policing. Like I want safety and all that sort of stuff. So
I think like the policing issue, like the police, NYPD, everyone I've talked to, they want to do their job, but when they arrest somebody, the next day they get arrested and released. It's like,
yeah, it's not right.
It's not right. I talked to one guy. He said he knows somebody who's been arrested over 90 times, and each time he gets released. Like, you have people on the subway who have literally been arrested more than 50 times, and they're just walking here in the streets.
I've been here 20 years, and I'd say that I never was really too worried on the subway. I moved here like 2005 or so, a little before that, and now it's a little bit. At night, I'm a little bit worried about it.
You know what would be a deal breaker for me, for whoever was going to become mayor? If they made a plan to put cellular service down in the subway somehow. So that way when you go in between the tracks, you have service on your phone.
There is mostly service down there, but it's not all the way.
But yeah, like when you're going from station to station,
goes out.
It always goes out.
Yeah,
Elon needs to figure out something
a lot
about
of what
that.
he was saying, I just agree with, by the way.
I know, it's just common sense. That's the
what
thing.
you said is your principles, not parties, and that's.
Yeah,
I think
no,
how everyone
I'm
should be.
independent. Yeah, like I mean, I've voted Democrat in the past, and now I'm like without a party kind of because I don't like any of them, to be honest. That's how I feel. They've gone so crazy now. The left has gone really extreme, but a lot of their values of like I want health care for everyone, I want housing affordable, I want all that stuff, but it's just some of the other stuff is so crazy to me that it's
like, well, who's going to pay for it? And they're like, well, tax the rich. It's like, well, you can only press the button so much.
I just don't trust any of them. I mean, my negative opinion is that I think that it's all a game to have us fighting against each other while those that be just steal all the money. That's pretty much how I feel about it. So
Yeah, there was a paper that said, some article that said a lot of the money that Zohran's been getting has been funneled from charities from Soros
really?
And stuff like that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
concerning.
like, I don't know much about what's his name? Isn't it the
Mamdani.
I don't know much about him because I kind of dropped out of politics. I was like, my friends, you got to vote today, and I'm like, I don't like any of them, but I do kind of like the guy with the beret. He seems like he's cool.
Yeah.
So
Another thing that really worries me about Mamdani
Yeah.
is that New York City could potentially become like a London, where you walk to New York City and it's not even recognizable anymore, just because of the population switch and the demographic switch, and just like those ideologies that they're bringing over aren't the same that made New York City what it was, and it's just kind of like sad to see that the acceptance of everything kind of destroys everything as well.
It could, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it would go that extreme, but it could lead that way, you know. Like I said, I don't know enough about him. I think the most important thing is that everyone feels comfortable voting for whoever they want to vote for. It's kind of scary now where it's very extreme, like division with everyone. I don't. If someone votes and they're happy to vote, it's fine. I don't mind.
Who do you think's going to win today?
I think Cuomo's going to win.
You think Cuomo's going to win?
I'm not voting for Cuomo, but I think he's going to win. Yeah. I hope he doesn't. I am not a fan, and I'm not.
It's gonna be interesting to see how much of the vote Cuomo and Sliwa split.
Yeah, like I would love Sliwa to win, but I don't know. I saw a great Halloween costume. Someone was dressed as him, had like fake cats all over them. It was like really cool.
Sliwa's got integrity. He's the man.
That's what it is. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to make light of it. I think, like, listening to them, it's like I trust that guy, and I think that his values seem to be pretty good. I don't know all of them, so don't kill me, internet. But he seems like a genuine good guy, and
Integrity's hard to find in a politician.
Yeah, I trust him. Yep. Yeah, so
I do too.
Hey, well, great speaking
Thanks,
with you.
man.
Thanks for
Nice
watching
to
the channel. It means a lot to me, actually. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good talking to you.
Let's go talk to this group of young voters. How's it going? How's everybody doing? What's going on? How are you guys doing? Who'd you guys vote for today?
I didn't vote.
You didn't vote?
No.
Oh, we're talking to you about who they voted for today.
I forgot to vote because
It's not too late. You got until 9 p.m.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was a Democratic primary. I'm just.
It's the mayoral election. You can go vote.
Yeah.
You still can. You've got time to vote.
I don't know who the Republican candidate is. I like Sliwa as a.
It's Sliwa.
So I like Sliwa as a character, but I came all the way here from Columbus Circle. I saw you live.
Oh, fire!
I jumped on the train. I ran here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Big love to this guy.
And I just here's what I want. Here's what I was thinking to tell you. It's like when people voted for Trump, it was the. Can we go distant from this conversation because your mic is going to probably pick it up.
All right, he's got something important to say. Let's see what he says.
I don't know if it's important. Important is, if I were gonna decide like what questions that you were gonna ask, I would ask the people here like, did you remember anyone saying that Trump was the protest vote and what that meant, or like how much everyone was just done with it all, like burn it down, like not literally burn down the cities, but like the internet manosphere pre-first Trump, when Trump was running, that everyone was just fed up and they were just like, he was the protest vote. He was the, they didn't really think about what Trump would do. They just knew that everything else didn't work and they were fed up.
Yeah.
So I think Mamdani is also like the protest vote, also of a group of people that are fed up and are not worried about what's going to happen. I'm upset that these two groups who are both voting a protest vote don't understand each other. It's just fake. Like, you don't remember that Trump was the protest vote, and now you see these people that are voting for Mamdani, and you don't understand that they're voting for the protest vote? I mean, growing up in New York City, this is kind of practice. What I'm telling you right now is kind of, I do public speaking like all day. If you're young in New York City, like 80% of your cash transactions are at a bodega with like Middle Eastern guys. And if Mamdani is not qualified to be the mayor, well, like whose fault is that? I feel like he's overdue demographically, representationally. And like, I get it that people don't, like people in the media, they don't vibe with people needing to see someone that looks like them. You know, like the Kamala Harris vote was like very educated in the sense of like people that had voted for like 25 years, 30 years.
Yeah.
And been disappointed by politicians.
Yeah.
And they were just going for like demographics. Like I want this type of, when I look at a person in office, I want them to look like me, or I want them to look different than the last 30 people.
So what do you get into as far as, like, you can, like, I can understand why so many people are voting for Mamdani, because he's totally against everything that most politicians have been saying. Only reason why, main reasons why I would not vote for Mamdani is because some of the things he says, such as defunding the police, these radical ideas.
I think it would be funny if, I mean,
And I don't think
I don't want Mamdani to be governor or mayor. Sorry. And Cuomo definitely feels like the safer option. But if he were elected, and then things were to get even more socialist or more communist than they already are, I think what would be funny is if it worked. And then, like, people from the outside would be like, hey, socialism's not supposed to work. And, like, New York just kept on functioning. I think that would be funny. That people would be like, you're not supposed to have functional socialism. And New York's just like, okay, but, all right, like, banks, trains, airlines, schools, all federally funded.
And what will happen if Trump comes in and says, well, we're not going to support that, and we're going to... If they're not even willing to work together, at that point, New York City will just crumble.
He's already withdrawn an $18 billion project.
18 billion?
18. I think it's either 18 billion or 18 million, which is a huge difference. So we should check that. But huge amounts of money Trump has already pulled, threatening if Mamdani is elected, he'll withhold that from New York City.
I mean, cool. Add that to the list of scary things about Mamdani that I can't process because it's too scary.
No.
Yeah, I just think like some of the...
Okay, you just listed something that's so scary that if I thought about it, I wouldn't be able to think.
Yeah. Hey, you're preaching the converted, brother. Same.
But that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have anything to do with what's going to happen if he's elected. It's just a scary concept. Like, living in New York after 9/11, during the blackouts, one of the things that surprised everyone was how calm and civilized New York was when the lights were off or when... Like, the people walking over the Brooklyn Bridge on 9/11, nobody was trampling anybody. Like, everyone says New York is a really tough place to live, or, it is. And yet, somehow, we keep on surprising people. Bad things happen, entire systems shut down, and everyone just kind of gives it, it just keeps going. I know it doesn't seem feasible or realistic, but, I mean, Trump is an older man, and being mayor of New York has got to be less stressful than being president. So, it would be funny if he did an unprecedented thing and stopped being president and came to be mayor of New York. That'd be kind of cool. On the Republican ticket.
Next term, Trump leaves from president and becomes the mayor of New York City.
So people are saying that's his plan.
And then JD Vance is the president while Trump's the mayor of New York City.
A lot of people are saying
that'd be kind of crazy.
No, I have not heard.
That would be crazy, chat.
So
imagine this. Trump doesn't go for a third term.
Set it up.
So Trump finishes his second term because we know he
No, he doesn't finish. He just drops out. He's like, Vance, you got this.
So Trump finishes his second term because obviously he can't run for a third term. That's a joke. So Trump finishes his second term, and then he can go run for mayor of New York City while J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio becomes the next president, and then you have a Republican mayor here inside of New York City, like Trump.
Is there another election? I don't keep track of politics because it's specifically designed to discourage me from keeping track of it. But is there another election besides this one? If this is the Democratic primary for the mayor, then there's another election where it's Republican versus Democrat, right?
Well, there it is. You have
this is the
final day. This is why you should go vote.
I'm just getting two different stories. Talk about a Mandela effect.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, God bless you, and thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Have a good one. All right, let's keep moving on, everybody. Yeah, walking out in the streets, it does you dirty, huh? My legs are a little sore. Let's see if these people voted. How are you guys doing? Let's talk to this kid right here. Did you vote, sir? Did you vote today?
Yeah, I did.
Who'd you vote for?
Well, I voted the other day, but I voted for Zohran Mamdani.
Zohran Mamdani. What made you want to vote for Zohran Mamdani?
I'm closest aligned to socialism.
Mm-hmm. What makes you most excited about socialism here?
Well, it's still America. I wouldn't say we're going to be fully under like socialist ideology, but just the idea that we'll have more taxes on the wealthy.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying they're excited about the rich getting taxed.
Yeah, just a little more.
Do you feel like the idea of taxing the rich is kind of like the people are just pissed off at people for becoming rich and they're not rich? Do you feel like that's where some of the anger comes from? Because you always see people like AOC yelling, let's tax the rich, or that's kind of what she came up upon with her wearing the tax the rich dress to the Met Gala and whatnot.
No,
Do you think that's kind of just a way for people to go and pander to the lower class per se, because they're going to defeat the upper class?
I think because generational wealth is a thing, and also because
Do you think that shouldn't be a thing? Generational
No,
wealth?
I mean, it just exists. It's just a part of life, but just ways to balance the fact that it's not that hard. A bunch of super rich people work much harder than immigrants or lower income people. It's just some people are put in better positions. Obviously, like, that's not going to go for everyone, but I think the general idea is that rich people have the access and funds to give that money back to the economy, and just that's how, if you want to have a functional economy, it's good for, or just a functional government in general. It's good for your people with more money to give money that helps everyone, including them, not just the poor people. Like by
Do you
supporting.
feel like it's the responsibility of the rich to provide for the poor?
Yeah. I mean, in a government, in a system, which the whole point of our system should be so everyone has a good opportunity, especially in America. You want everyone to have an opportunity to succeed, and a good way to do that is by rich people giving a portion of their money to help everyone have that fair of a chance.
So say I have $100 in my pocket. Do you think it's my responsibility to give the person on the bench $10?
I mean, it's a government system. I wouldn't say it's your responsibility as a person, because we don't know your individual story. But the government's job is always going to be to tax. Life, death, and taxes. It's just part of what a government does to operate. And I think it makes more sense to take taxes from the wealthiest percentage of people. It also, somewhat holds them accountable as well for the amount of money that they gain, especially because there's so much argument over the ethics of making that much money in the first place. So.
Are you going to college right now? Did you go to college?
I'm in school right now. Yeah, just get my MRI degree.
MRI degree.
Good for you.
That's awesome. Good for
Thank
you,
you
man.
very much.
And how much student loan debt will you come out of, or are people in your friend group coming out of college with?
None personally. I kind of made sure that I wouldn't be in debt. I saved up. I'm just now starting school, and I'm like 22 because I took the time in between. Right now, I work with kids with autism.
Oh, that's what's up. You can tell you're a good person.
Thank you.
I feel like a lot of times a lot of people do get upset, like especially kids that go to college. Like yesterday we were talking to people over by Washington Square. It seems like a lot of people are just kind of upset because maybe they've gone to college and they've got, like, we talked to one kid who's now going to get his master's degree, so he's going to be in school for essentially 6 years. And then he's going to walk away with the degree in history, and he knows that he's like not going to be able to make money.
Yeah,
but
hard.
You're going to get a degree that's going to be worthwhile.
I think that's why it's crazy. I was actually just talking to my dad about this. It's crazy to make an 18-year-old make that decision. To be like, because it's so expected in our culture that an 18-year-old needs to make a decision on a degree they get and spend all this money going to debt, and then they might come out of it with even a communications degree, as varied as it is. It's hard to get a job with a lot of the degrees. I mean, even business degrees, and like it's possible, but it's hard, and it just keeps getting harder. Right now. So.
Hey man, well, God bless you in your journey. I hope you become the best MRI doctor in the world.
Thank you, bro.
He's probably my favorite person.
Yeah, he's been super chill and just like
rooting for you, brother.
We wish you the best, man.
I might have to boogie soon. I'm
fucking
beat.
You're beat.
Dude,
That's
I'm dead.
How's it going? Excuse me. No. Oh, what kind of drink do you got in there?
Do you want me to debate other folks?
Let's get one more solid one because we've been going for.
Try harder, man.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You having a good day out here? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What do you think about them?
Good. Yeah, they're good. I think a lot of these people out here are trying to tell you that Mamdani's going to do all this and all that, but it's kind of a joke.
Yeah. Do you think it's just get in on this?
Yeah.
Do you think it's all just a joke?
I mean, it's like.
Well, did you vote today? Can I ask you?
No, I actually just moved here. But
how many days ago?
6 months ago.
I think you would meet the residency requirements. If whoever's checking should check that. I think it's 30 days and then you can vote here.
Really?
Yeah, if you still got time to go to a voting booth and
Okay.
it closes at 9, you should check. They'll tell you that.
Okay.
If you got like a piece of mail or something, because
Yeah.
especially if you don't support Mamdani, you should go vote.
Yeah.
Every vote counts. It's gonna be a
No,
hopefully
yeah.
a slim
I work in politics, and I can tell you that what a lot of people are missing is that you don't just like come in and like affect and like revamp the entire government overnight. You know,
Especially as Americans, you need approval from the state.
Exactly, and so all these changes and all these pipe dreams are just that, and especially when the federal government pulls support, it's like all these are all nice to haves and pipe dreams, and importantly, people don't understand the value of coming in with a network and an established group of
hard agree.
Of officers that you can implement into your administration.
110%. Let me ask you this, though. Ready? And one of my biggest takeaways when folks have asked me, and I'm agreeing with everything you're saying, this is probably the first person we've met that I have, is the medium is the message, right? So Zohran has, between Instagram and TikTok, something like, 8 million followers.
Sure.
That is such a huge disparity because his message is just flatly reaching more people.
Right.
But I want to ask you one question that you went on is, you said people don't understand that. Why don't people understand that? Because to me, sometimes it's so logical. For example, I'll give you just one example, and there's a million. He says, we're going to build 200,000 new homes. We are simultaneously going to freeze rent. How does he expect developers to build these homes and then not be able to charge rent on the homes they are building? That's my question, and I don't expect you to have answers.
You're thinking too hard about this.
Exactly.
It's not going to get there.
Exactly, but it's like that's my question is
Yeah.
these folks. Zohran, to his credit, does identify a lot of the problems.
Yeah.
New York City's expensive. There's a housing crisis.
Mm-hmm.
My question is why don't folks understand? Because I just did basic math.
Yeah.
That those are impossible to accomplish. Are they just voting for him because of virtue signaling?
Oh, we got to talk to these kids if they have.
Of course.
They're
Yeah, you should go. You should go. The thing
Why-
I'll say
why
is,
are they, you know?
Because it feels good. It feels
How are
good.
you doing?
Yeah, you should definitely go talk to them.
No, I'm
they're
gonna cut you off.
tinfoil hat guys.
They're the tinfoil hats.
These,
How you guys doing?
5G.
You guys got the 5G receptors on the head.
It feels good.
It feels good.
Because it feels good. Because it feels good.
5G prevention.
You know, like, it doesn't matter if it's going to work or not. You're doing something.
Oh, that's what's up. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Doing good out here?
What are we doing out here?
We're just talking to people about who they're voting for, why they voted for them, and seeing what people have to say about
Who
it.
did you vote for?
I can't vote here in New York.
Oh, sorry. Who would you vote for? The 5G.
It's a tough question, right?
It is kind of a tough question.
I would not vote for Zohran Mamdani.
Okay.
I think Cuomo has the most chance of beating Zohran Mamdani, but I align more with Sliwa. I think Sliwa's a better character and better person than Cuomo.
I think he is a way better character
but
than Cuomo, but
the chance of
his
Curtis
policy-
winning is going to be less than the chance of Sliwa winning. So maybe if you vote for Sliwa, you might wasted your vote, but then you voted for what you believe in. But if you want to defeat Mamdani, you most likely should vote for Cuomo.
I feel like his whole thing about trying children as adults, like people under the age of 18 as adults. Like, I think
police
that's
officers
fucked
in
up, bro.
subway stations isn't necessarily going to do anything. The thing about Curtis Sliwa is that back in the day, back in the 70s, he started Guardian Angels. Like, that was great. Like, I understand where he's coming from. Back then, New York was actually a fucking cesspool, bro. Like, crime rates were highest like they've been. Now, crime rates are the lowest they've ever been. He's looking through a lens of New York City as how it was
For
back
instance,
in
are you drinking out in public?
This is not alcohol. This is just like Sprite. So I'm just saying, crime rates, murder rates you cannot deny. There's so many statistics out there. Crime rates are the lowest they've ever been in New York City's
crimes aren't
history.
getting reported as well.
Okay, but you think crimes? All right. Do you think in 1970, when there was way less security cameras everywhere, that there were crimes were getting reported more than they are now? I really don't think that's true at all. I think crime rates are, and I know that that's not like always like a completely perfect way to look at things of just statistics, but like 1970s, like 1970s New York was just so much more like of a criminal place. There was literally like murders on the street every day, way less police. If you're going into it now saying, oh, like if I was mayor back then, I would do all this stuff.
So do you think we should abolish prisons?
No.
I think we should abolish private prisons.
Because somebody like Mamdani has said
I do think
because
we should get rid of
all right,
Rikers.
if the
Rikers is
entire
fucking evil,
also
man.
Mamdani has backpedaled on
literally
defunding the
Alcatraz,
police. He
bro.
doesn't want to defund the police.
Well, he says that when he needs a vote.
I mean, like, all right, but like, also what he says isn't directly what he's gonna do.
So,
So
but
I'm
did
just
he-
saying,
Respect to you
I
guys. I don't know what the
really do
helmets are
not.
about. They're
All right,
awesome.
what I said was, I don't think private, bro. If
They're
you want to
blocking the
talk
5G,
about
everybody.
prisons, what do you think the point of a prison is?
To lock away criminals.
Lock away criminals. You don't think it's to rehabilitate them and help them? If it's a non-violent crime, do you think it's better for them to be locked away or to be rehabilitated and like let back in?
And also,
The prison system.
There should be systems inside the prison, but I don't know if there are or not. But,
But if there's
be.
privatized prisons, there is a direct incentive for people that own the prisons
How's
to
it going, sir?
have a continuous flow
Sir,
of
who'd you
prisoners
vote for?
in. If there's someone,
Who'd you vote for today? Can we talk? Come in here.
We're just having
We're just having a good conversation out here with the anti-5G
The
boys.
tattoos. That's awesome.
Yeah, who'd you vote for today?
Who do you think? Cuomo.
Cuomo.
I didn't really want to, but
You're the first Cuomo person we've met today.
Mamdani is going to be too not good enough on crime.
Mm-hmm.
He's not because he
These,
doesn't.
these kids were talking that.
I don't think that it's
the crime's not a
necessarily
big deal.
necessary. So you voted for Cuomo?
I didn't really.
All right,
I didn't know
I
what
just
to
think
do.
If Cuomo didn't do a good job as governor, he's not going to do a good job as mayor. That's all.
Well, according to Trumpy boy, he'll be a bad mayor.
Mm-hmm.
But a bad mayor has been a bad communist.
I don't.
All right, but all right. First of all, Mamdani isn't a communist though. He's a democratic
I know,
socialist, and also we're having this conversation. This is a socialist establishment right now. It's a public park.
In a capitalist society.
Yeah, I know, but Mamdani
Social
isn't trying
Security.
to uproot a capitalist society and replace it with a socialist society. He's just trying to implement more socialist systems, like public grocery. Let me just finish. Like public grocery stores, like more like
Government ran grocery
government ran.
Do you know we have them right now?
Yeah, I know, but he's just trying to act, like, I'm just saying, like, it's not that, when you actually think about it, I know there's a lot of, like, people that just, basically on the fact that he refers to himself as a democratic socialist, they're like, oh, socialist, like, oh, you're a communist, like, we're not voting for you, like, all this shit. But I'm just saying, like, we're literally in a socialist establishment right now. We're in a public park.
We're in a capitalist society.
Yeah, okay, but when has
Social Security,
when has
Medicare? That's all socialism.
Those are social programs in capitalist
exactly,
societies.
I'm saying that.
Of
So,
course.
but Mamdani isn't trying to uproot the capitalist society that we live
surprising
in.
to learn that he has said verbatim that the abolition of private property would be preferable to our current system. That's a direct quote.
He's not. He
Sounds
can't
awesome. You guys
actually-
sounds awesome.
He
I don't
can't
give a fuck.
actually do any
if
of that. though,
capitalism
like-
was worse than communism and socialism, after the Berlin Wall fell, why did they all run to the capitalist side?
all right, can I ask you
Because
another question?
it was like crazy authoritarian leadership.
Why
I'm
did
not
the
gonna lie.
United? Why did the?
Under
Why
what
did the?
systems?
Why
Under
did the
capitalism?
United
Did we have an
States-
Well, there
authoritarian
was
system?
also there was
I respect all you guys' energy, by the way. This is all in like good, and I love the helmets. It's
Why
fucking
did
sick.
why did the United States government fucking execute the prime minister of Cuba when they were communist? Because they were doing very well. They were scared that the rise of communism in a country so close to them, and a good example of communism, would hurt the.
Back that up. You think Cuba's a good example of socialism? They don't have electricity, brother.
Not now. After the United States killed their leader, they were doing.
Whoa.
Ain't no way.
They had a nationalist movement started by Fidel Castro and Che Guevara, and they took back in their own independence their own country. They ran their. Whoa, hold on. I'll let you finish.
Just as they did with Vietnam.
Hold on.
Why do people?
Time out. I want to respond. The United States tried to stop a self-sustaining nationalist movement, let me finish, in Cuba. Cuba has run their own country since then into the ground.
Yeah, I know. But
And you're blaming the United States for that? We tried to prevent that.
Haven't been. But
Talk about our
are you
interference.
saying?
You got some substance there for sure, but that's them.
No. I'm saying now that, but the climate of Cuba now is directly like.
It's all Cuban run.
Yeah, I know, but you can't tell me that the time that the United States assassinated their leader when they were like kind of striving in a socialist society that didn't affect how they're doing now.
Which one?
I don't remember the name.
It's still
sorry.
run by a Castro, and they barely have electricity, and their socialist programs are the poster children for why socialism does not work. True socialism, not blended socialism.
All right, but we're still talking about the New York
For sure.
debate. I don't know.
We are.
That was just
Look,
that's
I
a
got
good
nothing
no,
but
but you
respect
can't
for you
say
guys.
that
You guys look
Cuba
young. I
was
love
striving
the
in the
political energy out here.
when
Fuck,
I need to remember the name.
Yeah, I feel like he is gonna win. It's gonna be interesting to see how
Do you guys
close it
think he's
gets.
gonna win? Mamdani's gonna win.
Well, he's definitely gonna win. He's 46. No matter. Well, we can't vote yet, but no matter how much.
That's so sick. How old are you guys?
No matter. Can't say.
Yeah, maybe you
We're
can't say it.
anonymous.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I respect like political engagement.
But so we have no say. But Mamdani.
Hey, God bless you, man. Thank you.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, I think you
He's
should.
46 up in polls. No, but
Those
all right.
polls aren't that accurate. Like,
Yeah,
you know how market
Yeah,
works?
but
I can tell you guys real quick.
Mamdani's got like a 99 or 98 on Kalshi, bro. He's about to win that
Kalshi
shit.
just came out with a new report saying that
Yeah,
when they
Cuomo, yeah,
extrapolate it to only New York City residents, Cuomo is 49% and Mamdani is 40%. And Polymarket, anyone could donate to Polymarket. It is a betting pool. So let's say 99% of the people in Polymarket, let's say there's 100 people that bet on this election, and 99 of them believe that Cuomo is going to win. If one billionaire comes in, and we all know that Mamdani is funded by George Soros, you give him $37 million as soon as he's declared. Hold on. They are. Let me just finish this point. If a billionaire comes in and bets $1 billion in Polymarket, it warps the entire results, and it'll say Mamdani's going to win. That's why you don't trust things like Polymarket, regardless of who it says it's going to vote for. And when they extrapolated and looked at who was voting behind Polymarket, it was big billionaire donors making huge pushes to detract people with this defeatism that the race is already called.
I mean, I don't necessarily believe any of those polls as well. Like, I agree with you. A lot of them are like very like
Well, they can
swayed.
pull their data, yeah. And they did.
Yeah, it's very swayed, and but I still do think, like, at least from my experience, like, I think Mamdani, if you don't think it's going to win, it's definitely up between Mamdani and Cuomo, but I think Mamdani does have a really good chance of winning. Like, he might win. Like, he probably will win. I just think Cuomo, like, the optics of Cuomo being the mayor of New York after he, like, kind of failed as governor, like that's just not very good optics for the city. Like,
I totally understand.
like, I understand why so many people, like, just will not vote for him. And I low-key, like, I agree with that. Cuomo, yeah.
That's why you got people out here voting for Sliwa as well.
Sliwa, yeah, but all right. But what I'm saying, the only thing I'm saying.
Hey everybody, it's Superman.
Sliwa, like, sure he'd be great for like 1970s New York, but I don't.
Who do you think this lady voted for? She has the I voted shirt on.
Who did you vote for, miss?
She doesn't want to talk.
No, she's.
It's all good.
She's Sherm, bro.
She's Sherm. Hey, well, appreciate you guys coming out here.
Yeah. Well,
Dude, the helmets are fucking sick. I've never seen those before.
Yeah, I like the helmets. God bless you guys. Best of luck whatever you guys decide to do. Stay in school, graduate high school. That's an important thing. Yeah. How it going? Superman.
What's up,
You're
everybody?
back, everybody's going to be wondering. For those that don't know, this is Superman.
How's it going?
Superman, bodyguard, cameraman.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
Just for today. Give me a
Oh,
second.
just for today. He's taking the Superman shirt off.
I can get it off.
Everybody
There we
loves
go.
Superman. You're a big Curtis Sliwa guy. Do you think Curtis has a chance?
He has a chance if everyone's not scared. That's the problem. And this whole campaign is becoming a big scare tactic. Vote for Cuomo. Vote for Cuomo. Yeah, vote for the guy that had to leave office because he had 13 women accuse him of sexually attacking them. Yeah, that. Thank you. And no, I am not a guardian angel. I just support him and I support the guardian angels. That's it.
Would you become a guardian angel?
Would I become if I had the time? I'm too busy with you.
Too busy protecting me out
Too
here.
busy protecting Nick. That's the thing. But yeah, I mean, listen, the problem is with this whole election, people are believing in these stupid polls, which are all rigged, are all paid by billionaires that want their own, who they want, which is either Mamdani or Cuomo. All of Sliwa's friends, who he considered friends, are all dropping out. You know, he had all these ABC, I don't know if you know, but he was a big radio guy in WABC. All of his friends have all been turncoats, going against him and now saying to vote for Cuomo. There's a guy who is a big leader in the Jewish community in New York named Dov Hikind, another guy who supported Sliwa. He too jumped ship. And then what just happened last night where Trump and Elon Musk jumped ship and chose Cuomo. You know, listen, I'm for Donald Trump. I supported him. You know, if we had Harris now, it'd be like a chicken without a head. But listen, from one sexual predator to another, what can I tell you? Curtis has been a guy born in Brooklyn, raised in New York, never left. He literally was on the subway stations midnight last night, literally on the subway stations, walking around the trains. He is a New York guy through and through. He knows the city like the back of his hand. He created the Guardian Angels when the city was in the dumps back in the late 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. I know it's a joke, but he was, targeted by the big mob in New York, the Gottis and the Gambinos, that they did, try to kill him because they wanted to silence him. He's really a New Yorker through and through. He has really good values, really good ideas, realistic ideas to help change the city. And the people I think a lot of people who, listen, the ones who are for Zohran, I can't help you. A lot of you are transplants. You're not real New Yorkers anyway. You came here 10 years ago, and, just go to your Sweet Greens or whatever, enjoy your Zohran Mamdani. But for the ones that are voting Cuomo, my problem is it's all a fear tactic. They're all just afraid. Because I've been I'm not even getting paid by Curtis. I'm just a volunteer. I literally just, I have, somebody who was able to get me a sign, get me a shirt, just to go out there, volunteer, get the word out there. And places like this is not a friendly area for Curtis. I'm in Brooklyn, the outer boroughs, Queens, Brooklyn, especially Staten Island. Those are the places that are really getting the support for Curtis and are through and through, and they know who he is. They know the type of person he is and what he's done for the city, and the Guardian Angels have done for the city, and they realize that and know that he would be the best choice out of the bunch. But speaking to them, and I do get, I get tons of people, yeah, Curtis, but then you get certain people, especially a lot of women that women I'll speak to, like Russian women, and like, oh, Cuomo, I have to vote for Cuomo, I don't want Zohran. It's a scare tactic. You're basically, as they say the saying, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. That's the problem. So, all I can say is for New Yorkers, if you still have time, please go out and vote. Polls should be open till 9 o'clock. There's tons of, polls open right now to see which one is the one that's you're registered at. Go out there and vote. In the end, don't listen to polls. Don't be afraid. Use your mind. You have a brain. If you feel Curtis is the best person for the position and he has the right policies that can help change the city and be realistic for the city, other than Zohran, who has, nut policies. If you feel he's the right one, go out and vote. You're the one that makes the choice. You're the one that makes the power. Don't listen to polls. Don't listen to anybody. Listen to yourself. So.
Wow.
Well said. I'm trying to
Superman.
I don't want to be too long. This is your show.
Superman.
This is
Everyone
your
in the
show.
chat loves Superman.
I know. Thank you. Thank you.
Participates sometimes as a bodyguard for me as well.
Yeah,
So
I feel bad for the guy.
love
You got girls, you got women flinging titties, crackhead Barneys and stuff. No, it's true. Yeah, you got to be.
It's true.
It's
Easy on
hard
that
out
word.
here.
They might censor the video if you use that one.
We know. Sorry about that.
You might have just got the whole video flagged.
Oh, I did?
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
We'll see what happens.
Sorry about that.
YouTube, forgive us.
Uh-oh, sorry about that. But yeah, go out there and vote if you are a New York City resident. You still have some time. We just have to do it. It is what it is. But you can't be afraid. That's
Superman, we'll be in talk because Superman might be coming to Washington, D.C. tomorrow.
Might be.
Well, we'll see what
All right,
happens.
see you, Nick.
Tomorrow's going to be a big day. How's it going?
By the way.
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Yo, can I get a picture?
Yes, sir.
Yo, I'm watching the stream right now.
Let's go. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for this young man.
You're the fucking man. Thank you.
Also, shout out Superman.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, bro.
We love Superman.
Yo, protect Nick at all costs.
Who'd you guys vote for?
Appreciate you, bro. I want to say something real quick. I'm Gen Z, and I hate Mamdani. I don't support him. I think he's a communist, and we don't need him. But unfortunately, New York's very liberal, and I think he's going to win. So.
Yeah, it's going to be we're going to see what happens here in New York City. We'll be covering it.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I support your
God
content.
bless you. Thank you so much. I'll text you later, all right?
All right, we'll talk, my friend.
We're about to end this, I think, in just a few minutes. But, well, that's good.
Thank you.
How you doing, young man? Would you vote for Curtis Lewa? Of course, I remember you.
Yeah, well, I think that Zohran is a socialist Marxist. He's also an Islam extremist. I think a lot of people are voting for him just because he has a big smile on his face, and he's young. He's a populist for the people. But, it's ridiculous what's happening. He's going to have homogenous grocery stores across New York City. It's going to be a monopoly.
Dang, this kid's smart right here, yeah. I think that's also important to think about is what you said, the Islam thing here inside New York City about the potential rise of Islam. We saw what happened in London. We see what happens in England. For instance, in London, the English aren't even the majority anymore. In Birmingham as well, and also in Manchester and whatnot. And it's what happens on that side of the pond will eventually come over to this side of the pond, and you're seeing it here. And it's just like their core values at the end of the day don't align with ours, and it's just a little frightening that here in the biggest city in the United States, they might be electing somebody who has said things such as the purpose is to make a reimage of the state or something like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I didn't say it verbatim right there, but it is concerning. What concerns you most as a young man here in New York City?
Well, what concerns me most is definitely most of his socialism programs, especially with the grocery stores and with most of consumerism, because like that's what is like mainly what like I buy into and what my family buys and stuff. So it's just gonna be like it's just not gonna be good. He has controls of the prices of grocery stores. He's gonna he also has like multiple videos of I'm not Islamophobic, but he has multiple videos of like speaking in Arabic and other languages. But it's just like he's running for New York, and he's just not. It's not like a perfect candidate for New York, and there's not going to be a perfect candidate. But and I think the biggest thing is socialism. I think we need capitalism here, at least for now. It's bad. It's bad all around, and especially with the safety programs. He wants to give social workers more authority than police. He said he wants to defund the police. He's an oxymoron. He just contradicts himself all the time. So.
Dang, smart young man right here. God bless you, bro. Thanks for coming out today. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, Nick. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I might see you guys.
All right, yeah, you'll definitely see me around here somewhere in New York City. Thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate you. God bless. This guy's out here eating the lettuce. All right, you guys, we're going to end this in just a sec. Remember, become a member. If you're not subscribed, that's the most important thing you can do is subscribe. And then also, if you do want to become a member and support the channel for $5 a month, it does help support the channel. As you can see, what we go, yeah, we go everywhere.
So Tim Dillon, I mean Tim Pool.
Yeah.
Like he owes his entire career to Occupy Wall Street.
Okay.
In 2011.
He's got to get going, so we got to end this. But
I just
God
wanted to
bless
tell
you.
I
And
just wanted to tell you that I was grateful for your courage to come outside.
Good piece of lettuce right there.
And I saw you when you got Biddy attacked.
Yeah.
At
the UN.
At UN, yeah. Like
wild.
You being out there with a camera and them like slamming on you, like that was real. Like
it
you
was
were
real.
Really out there.
It was real. It was live, just like this. Hey, God bless you, man. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you all, and I'm gonna thank the member right here. Thank you, Gutters Pub, for becoming a member, and for all those that become members after this. Also, where can they find you at?
Sweeney on Instagram, just the at SWEEENIE.
I'm gonna put it here in the chat right now.
Yeah, I barely know how this stuff works, but you know, he hit me up earlier and said, "Do you want to go out and have some good faith, spirited debate with folks in the parks in New York City?" I'm on Instagram and TikTok, Sweeney, SWEEENIE.
3 E's.
3 E's. I don't know if you can
I put it right there, everybody.
Oh,
Sweeney.
this is going on right now? This is like
yes,
live
sir.
right here? One of my buddies just...
Thank you,
just sent
Nitro
me
World
down.
Order, for becoming a member. There we go. Sweeney on Instagram. Go ahead and send him a DM. Go follow him.
This
I'll
was
also
fun.
put it in the pinned comment down below as well.
For everyone watching, I hope you guys had fun. That was a good spirited debate. Like I told him in the beginning, is like, we just want to come talk to folks, not like hostile in their face. If there was some challenges or like whatever, you know, controversies, that's what democracy is all about.
Amen.
You know, shout
maybe
it out.
we'll be bringing Sweeney back on the channel for
I
more
loved it. I had a lot of fun.
streets out here, for more videos out here on the streets. It is fun. The legs are sore. We had a good day out here. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you very, very much to all of you. Peace out.
Dude, you're a legend.